Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at the Transformers Titan class Kingdom Arc. And so yeah, here he is. And might be a little bit of a struggle just like the Legacy Titan class Metroplex. Might have a little bit of a rough time showing off a couple of the things, like mainly transformation wise, because they're so big. And my desk isn't very big, so yeah, might uh, struggle with that a little bit. So, but we're just gonna try to do my best, show you everything, show it to you the best, so you can see it all. But yeah, so it is the arc. Obviously, it's a tiny bit stylized, um, tiny bit, not too bad, but just tiny bit, tiny bit stylized. Um, Gonna just lower the camera so you can see the nice, think like dry brushing for the thrusters, and I'll talk about those a little bit more when we get into it a bit more. But yeah, obviously the same side, the top, got some molding detail. This a lot of people have been confused with obviously this is the bridge where Optimus, the main cast would be confused about this, and I'm just gonna assume there's maybe some like medical bay. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that would be. An observation tower. Uh, don't know. Uh, but there are obviously guns all over the place, but not too many guns because um, the Ark isn't a warship like the Nemesis. The Ark was, I think, a cargo ship. So yeah, that's why there's only a couple like small defense turrets, two under here, one up here, two on the sides, nothing in the back. So yeah, obviously has guns on it, but not very many, and I like that. No big cannons, no like missiles, no like missile silos, nothing like that. Just a couple small little cannons, turrets, because it's a cargo ship. It's not meant to really go fight. It's meant to defend itself. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the bottom. Nothing too much with the bottom. This is the landing gear. They just flip in like that. You don't strictly have to use it. Sits just flush. Doesn't like lean back or lean forward or lean to the side. It already sits pretty flat, but obviously, if you want to, you can sit it upright like it's going to take off. But yeah, gonna flip the landing gear back out so we can show off a couple. One of the gimmicks. The Ark comes with a little itty bitty Optimus Prime. It's like that big to go inside of the bridge. You can see it in there. You can see the little seats. You can see it in there. You'll see it a bit better when I go take this out because mainframe, if you know, mainframe is that whole section, so I'll show it off a little bit more, but you can see it through the windows of the Ark. So yeah. So that's like the main gimmick. You can see him. I just left the little Optimus Prime in his baggie. He's not too special. If you just know what it looks like, nothing much to it. I just didn't want to get it out and potentially lose it. I'm spinning around this way. This little lever opens up this like cargo ramp. Mine doesn't go together all the way, as you can see, like right there. Doesn't go together all the way. Same with this, But yeah, it's pretty neat, pretty cool. Like that spring loaded and it just doesn't fall down. It's got a spring in it. So yeah, I like that. But yeah, the Ark there isn't too terribly much to talk about it, because it's the Ark. If you've seen G1, if you've seen Cyberverse, nearly anything that has something that looks like the G1 Ark in it, you know what it's going to look like. And this is its, I'd say its main selling point, is being the Ark, you know. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about the Ark. Really like it. You know, it's big. Obviously, it will never scale with the like Voyager, Earthrise Prime. You know, he'd have to be huge to scale with that. But yeah. So let's just jump into transformation. So I'm gonna stand it upright on its thrusters, and I better show it off now. These are the blast effects. I think they're from Jetfire, and they come apart, you know, and you can see that there are no visible blast effect, like 5mm holes, or like the little 3mm holes that go inside. There are these little ribs, you know, that my fingernail is fitting into, and it is, that forms like a 5mm hole. So you can get the aesthetic of still like a big thruster, but it's not, but it doesn't have a garish 5mm hole rammed into it. So yeah, you know, it'd be nice if there were 4 of these big ones and not, you know, didn't have to break it apart like that. Like, break it apart and have only something like that going on. Would have been nice, but I'm not gonna complain. So we're gonna stand him upright on the thrusters, like it's gonna take off, like so. So we're gonna flip in the landing gear. And this is another thing, is that when you're transforming him, this likes to come undone sometimes. Like, you accidentally hit the lever and they pop out. So we're gonna raise this up. And one thing, and you can see the discoloration of the different types of yellow plastic, specifically this big piece. I don't really care about different plastics used. I'm not going to complain about that. One thing, it's not a complaint, but I just wish it could have happened. What I just wish they could have done it is they could have made a more dramatic head reveal, because you have to open this first, and you have to deal with his head. I just wish you could have had a bit more of a dramatic head reveal. Me personally, you know, these 2 little panel thingies, these 2 panels, I cannot get with my fingers. They're not tight, just I can't get my fingernail underneath them. Like that one, it's already basically undone, but this one, great, just prove me wrong. But I typically just use something to get in there, so I don't feel like I'm going to break my fingernail off. So you grab it from down here, and you swing it up and around. And now you close those in, and then close it in. And these, you swing them around, and you bring that down. So now we're done up here. So this is where I'm going to talk about mainframe. You can leave them in here and fill in this big gap that will be here, or you can take them out and you'll have a fairly big gap like right here, because there's nothing filling it in. Me personally, I'd rather have mainframe out, so I'm gonna leave them out. So we're gonna bring up the arms. They do go into those little tabs right there. There's a slot right around here. There's a slot right there. They don't really do too much of anything, but you just bring them out. Then all this will accordion out. Like so. Gonna do one leg, and then I'll just... So, oops. Forgot. Gotta open this. Gotta flip this in. Then you gotta lay him on his side. Then you flip out his toe. So yeah. So there we are. Just did the arm and then the leg. You know, exact same thing. So just showed off one of them. Showed off one side, and just yeah. So now this big thing you can flip down. And you'll just press it in, and now for the waist, you'll just spin it around. Nice stiff ratchet joints on everything on this guy. So yeah. And there he is. Gonna push him all the way back. So can get him. I'm gonna move this back a little bit. Even though he's quite a bit shorter than Metroplex, I find it a little bit harder to show off his entire body for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, there he is. He's if you don't know, he is modeled after the last Autobot. But yeah, really like him. Just cool. I like the fact that he's wearing the arc, you know, big piece of the arc right there, the thrusters, you know, he doesn't care. He doesn't care that he turns into the arc. So yeah, before I get to my final thoughts and talk about all that, I'm going to go onto mainframe. So yeah, I'm going to go. Whoop. Just going to leave him in the back. So this is the bridge, you know, that's where Optimus would sit. 3 other guys. Then this is like a globe. Yeah. So if you know, he comes with the golden discs, the Vok disc and the Earth disc. Mine do not whatsoever stay in, or the second one, whichever one. So this is the Vok disc, and this is the Earth disc, the one that's on Earth. Or the one that Megatron stole. The Voyager disc, that's what it's called. This is the Voyager disc. This is the Vok disc. So yeah, they both say Sounds of Earth on them. Might not see it. Camera probably won't focus. But they go into this, and I think they're just switched around. I don't know. But they really don't like to stay in there, both of them. Great. Or at least the way I had them configured before. I think maybe you just had to configure them differently, but they would just fall out, and I almost lost one of them because it fell out. But, so yeah. Gonna split this. We're gonna turn him into Teletran 1 first. As you can see, Teletran 1, he turns into Teletran 1. Gonna split all this. Bring that around. I like to just spin the shoulder, unfold that, and this is kind of tough because there's a tab that goes in right there, and it has to go over a tab. So yeah, it's a little tough, not really tough, but just a little finicky, like that. So now, you just squat, gotta unfold all this. And so these little panels down here, they go up and they just fill out more of the control panel. But this one, as you can see, it's warped. And they're not pinned. So it really likes to come undone. I'm going to fold it out just for, you know, the review. But it really does not like being out. It just looks like it's about to fall off and stuff. And I just don't like it. See, there goes the golden discs. So yeah, it really just doesn't like existing. And I don't know why it's sitting like that. But, we'll just see, this came off. I'm just gonna leave it like that. We'll put this back. I'll put this back on. So yeah, the golden discs, they fell out. One thing that I've noticed, this obviously it's warped, as you can see, it just doesn't like to stay on. But yeah, a Teletrain 1, I really, really like it. I like the fact that we now have a Teletrain 1. And at scale, it's not like the huge supercomputer that it used to be, but in the cartoon, but it is still fairly good and accurate to put your main cast toys next to. It has a lot of detailing, all these prints on it, all this sort of stuff. I really, really like it. Really, really cool. So yeah, but there's not too much to talk about. What you see is what you get. Obviously, you can see a lot of mainframe back there. The Sky Spy is right here. You know, haven't really looked too much at this because there isn't too much to it. You know, I wish it didn't peg in the back. I wish it had a peg right there. I mean, a port right there, so it would go like that. But just it hits on Mainframe's head when you are transforming him back and forth, and now I have to struggle to put it on because it hits against his head crest, and his head can't go any further down. You can see that can't go any further down. So yeah, so we're gonna transform him into his robot mode. So just straighten the legs out, bring these down. Just bring this one over, put it back on. Like that. Split the legs, spin the feet around, accordion this back up. Same thing on this side. Spin the waist around. Gonna raise this up a touch. Untab these. And then you fold out the fists. Then you can bring those down. Fold out the fist, bring those down. Bring that side in. Golden discs, they just don't like to stay in. I have no idea why they don't. Fold that side in. Stop messing with them. Then you shift that down. You can bring up the head. Then you can shift it all the way down. And there we have Mainframe. And I really like Mainframe. He is, I think he's more of a Voyager scale, but I'd say in between Deluxe and Voyager. He is a little kibbly, mainly the back, but I don't really care for a guy that was an Action Master and didn't even have robot alt mode. I think it's fine. He turns into the bridge and he turns into a computer, Teletran 1. So yeah, came full circle with his name. Really like it. So yeah, and that is one thing that I am going to say, is that the entirety of the arc is a reference to something. He always is referencing something. He's referencing the arc. He's referencing the bridge. Teletran 1. The last Autobot with his head sculpt. An Action Master from 1989, I think. It's always referencing something. And I love all the hidden things that are inside of it. I got this guy for a smoking deal at Big Bad Toy Store. It was a one-day sale. I think it went up for like $107 when its original price was $174. So total price, I don't know what tax and shipping was, but I assume it was probably around $120 when it would have been $180, $190 if I bought it for the retail price. So I already love it because of that. I love it because I got it for such a great deal, and it came super fast. It came in like 3 days. I really, really like it. And I would have bought it for its retail price, and I still would have liked it. I guarantee it. I like it now, and paying just a little bit more or a lot more, I know I still would have liked it. Um, I think it's worth um I think it's worth what they were at, what the retail price is. Um, I think it's worth what it is. The ratchets are nice. The materials are nice. It is a little hollow under here if you don't put mainframe in there. But you don't really notice that unless you're looking up underneath of it. Uh, but yeah, I love his presence. His waist is a little thin, but that's just me. I'm just used to like guys like Omega Supreme and Metroplex that just have big, wide. Their whole figure is big. Uh, that's just something that I've noticed, but it's not something that hurts it. Just something that I noticed. Um, like the fact that his hands can hold core class Megatron, like on the box art. Yeah, I like the fact that he was packaged in vehicle mode in his box. Really like that fact. I really like it. Like his colors, like quite a bit about it. Uh, so yeah, it's just a really good toy. Um, First thing that I'd buy. Um, Not the first one that I'd buy. Um, Me personally, if of the last four, Omega Supreme to Legacy Metroplex, or the Guardian Robot. Um, I really would suggest Guardian Robot or Metroplex, or and then Scorponok / Black Zarok, and then him. Just since he's not a very pre-established character, uh, they couldn't really knock it out of the park like what they did with Cybertron, Metroplex, and Omega Supreme. But I still really like it, and I think he would be this mold would be much more successful if they redecoed this into Transformers animated Omega Supreme, because it's already there. He already transforms into the Arc. A lot of the stuff is there. Just retool somewhat of the skin of the Arc to look more animated. Uh, Retool the arms and legs a little bit, and you would have an animated Omega Supreme, which has never gotten a toy. I think that would be a very big successful move for Generation Selects. I think it'd be a very wise idea, because you can't really redeco this into much. Um, you can't really redeco it into anything. Um, but yeah, I think that would be a very successful idea, and I would buy it if it came out. Really like the fact that the Nemesis is getting a ship version, a Titan class version to go with him. So yeah, overall, it's a very good toy. Um, it's I don't know where it stands with all the Titan class toys that I have, but I think it's I don't know. That's a discussion for another day. I'll decipher it a little bit more, because like Fort Max, I haven't taken him down in ages. Omega Supreme, I haven't taken him down in a little bit. Metroplex, ever since I did the review on him, haven't really touched him. Him, obviously, doing a review, gonna touch him a little bit more, but he's gonna go up on the shelf here soon. So yeah, I'm gonna think about which one. I might rank them. But I want to at least, I don't know. I'll think about it. I have a lot of ideas since I have him now, and I have quite a few Titans now. I have four, um, not including redecos, like uh, the Guardian Robot for Omega Supreme. But yeah, I have a lot of video ideas that I want to do, like rank, just a lot of ideas that I have. But so yeah, really like him. Really suggest him if you want to go more of a G1 route and you don't like Metroplex, and don't want to wait for the Guardian robot. Obviously, sale is over, but still, for $190 with tax, probably, I'm assuming, here in the United States, he's worth it. I think he's worth it. He is worth it. So yeah, I like it. And he doesn't have a big gun to hold, but he comes with golden discs and mainframe. He's worth it. His articulation is really good. Uh, but yeah, I just like a whole lot of things about him and his blast effects. Um, Blast effects, I think, are kind of redundant. You didn't really need to add them in. Um, that's just me personally. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So, till next time, see ya.